Hey, my friends. Welcome to today's video. At last, after 3 rounds and between them 18 stages of racing, we are at the end of this season's Zwift Racing League. Well, at least for some of us. So I don't think my team's got the capacity to meet the requirements for the finale. So this is it. Anyway, what an eye-opening season for me. This is my first season. It's truly humbling to be racing with and against some of the best riders in my category. I'm actually planning to create a video to share my experience participating in the Zwift Racing League as a beginner. So I think I've learned and grown a lot over the past few months participating in the Zwift Racing League. I think, and I think it would be actually quite beneficial if I were to share this knowledge. Okay, but that's a separate topic for another day. We are here today at the last stage of the standard season. 3 laps of the newly released course, the rolling Highlands in Scotland. So we are on a rolling terrain here today, so ups and downs. 32 km in total with 4-point segments in the breakaway bray right here. So this segment is about 620 meters long with an average grade of 2.4%. So it's actually not that steep where watts per kg is gonna be a huge factor. So another dangerous part of today's course lies in that castle climb a kilometer before the point segment. So I think this is the segment that Eric Lee, aka Don't Get Dropped Cycling, warned me about previously. What I really pray and hope to not happen though is for riders with strong 3 to 5 minutes critical power to combine the two segments, making it a really torturous 3 to 5 minutes effort. That would be really messed up. And let's quickly jump right into it. So the first point segment, the breakaway bray, came at us at the 4.5 kilometers mark during that long lead in. Nothing much for me to talk about really, apart from the fact that 20 other riders are stronger than me. I also started this segment a bit too late to even sniff any first across the line points. So the end of this segment signals the start of the 3 laps that we are going to do today. So the group is pretty much intact until the 8.2 kilometers mark, where one of the Japanese riders from Animals, I guess, decided to attempt a solo breakaway. And seriously, does this always happen, or is it just this division? This went on for a km until someone started to do a chase down. So I wasn't sure who that was back then, but we were all watching the spectacle unfold. I only found out after the race that the chaser was none other than Aidan. Crazy guy. We're just chatting after the race and we were like, do y'all see that breakaway attempt? And we were like, yeah. And the guy who went after him, they both got caught. That was crazy. And then Aidan was like, yeah, that's me. And I was like, what the So, yeah, crazy stuff, but it didn't work this time. They both got caught at the castle climb, so they must have been really pushing really hard to break away. But the force of the group coming into the steep part of the climb really closed the 10 seconds gap fast. So, anyway, just another quick shout out to Aidan for joining. He wasn't supposed to race, but he's been doing a lot of long distance rides for his charity ride in South Africa. And if you're interested in his journey, I've left the links in the description below. And if you're feeling it, you can perhaps help a fellow cyclist out. Okay, back to the race. So I was a little apprehensive about this castle climb, and because I only wanted to put out just enough watts to hang. But I think I kind of underestimated the power that was required. So at the end of the climb, I found myself in a rather undesirable position, and I had to push in that gap between this climb and the breakaway bray segment. So this was supposed to be the brief recovery period before the actual point segment. but it ended up with me having to play catch up. So it kind of combined the two segments and made the later segment, the breakaway break, very uncomfortable. So this was actually what I talked about earlier. I was worried about the two segments combining, but I kind of made it difficult for myself. So no points for me in the second breakaway break as well. I was the 21st to cross the line. I quickly learned my lesson and put more power into the next castle climb. I was able to give my legs a bit of a chill time before we hit the breakaway break again. I crossed the line at the 20th position and I could already see a pattern forming. So I know that if nothing changes, this would probably be my finishing position today. I also know that the race today would end as soon as we finish that last segment, so I knew I had to empty the tank. Approaching the last segment, I was watching the readings on the right to watch for early attacks, but it was rather calm. So as soon as we approached the last segment, I went at it. So that was actually quite insane, the way these riders are just flying past me. I I gave everything I got. I've reached my max heart rate. I've hit new 30 seconds and 1 minute personal best on Zwift power, but it just wasn't good enough. So I finished 13th, my best position in this crazy division so far. I've no regrets though. This was the last race of the season and I gave it all. So that's it. The end of my Zwift Racing League season. And I thank you all for following my journey, watching, and to the participants, thanks for the race. Let's all get stronger and compete again the next one. Till then, see ya.